Welcome to Midlife Unlimited Life for Five. I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined by my episode 39 guest, Wendy Kriz Evans, artist and actuary, to give a taste of our full length episode, available now wherever you listen to your podcasts. How to master the art of midlife. So, welcome, Wendy. It's wonderful to have you here. And it's looking a bit different behind you than when we recorded our episode. Where's all your art gone?
I know. Thank you for having me. Yeah, so I've got a solo exhibition, my first solo exhibition. So I've only started painting a year ago, and I already have a solo exhibition in London. So all of my work is there. So I'm missing it, but it's great that it's there so that everyone can go and see it.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. And we're going to be giving details later on of how people who are near to London or who want to travel up there, can go and have a look. But I love our episode and thank you for being so open and honest about your journey in it. Because so often, us midlife women, we can feel like we've been stifling our creativity. We've been putting ourselves on the back burner. We've lost belief in ourselves, if we ever had it. We think we haven't got time. And you're a wonderful example of saying, no, first tell us a bit about, obviously we dive deep in our episode, how your creativity was released, because it was a huge thing, finding your HRT balance, wasn't it, that really triggered this all?
Yeah, exactly. Like I had no idea that getting my hormones right would release this creativity, this boost of creativity that had sort of been lying dormant for all this time. And then suddenly I got my HRT dose about right. And I felt so much better. And this creativity just sort of, it was bubbling inside, and I had to do something to let it out. Like I've always done little things like a little bit of knitting, a little bit of drawing, but I just thought, no, I've got to take this much more seriously. So yeah, I started painting a lot. And I thought, well, if I'm going to paint a lot, I need to sell, because otherwise every piece of my house is going to be covered in my artwork. Well, I mean, that's fine until all the walls are full, but then what do you do? So yeah, I basically decided I'd start a business as well, because it's been something I've been thinking about. I'm part of a business as an actuary. It's a partnership. So I know how business works. I've worked in business my whole career. So yeah, I decided I want to have my own business.
Because you are a wonderful example of juggling in action. But we'll come back to that. But I love the phrase that you used about becoming an artist and the joy of returning to myself, because you feel like you've found yourself, really, haven't you?
Yeah, I feel like that part of me was sort of being suppressed and hidden for all of those years while I was busy building my actuarial career and having children and running a household. And when my children were small, it was just getting through the day was hard, and with working as well. So I didn't work full time when they were small. So yeah, it was just great to finally have a little bit of time and a little bit of energy to do something for me for a change. And because that was the thing, I had no energy when I first started menopause. It was a stage where breathing was too much effort. I couldn't even lie down and breathe without just thinking, I'm so tired constantly, all the time. I couldn't even walk 5 minutes to the pub at the end of my road. So having gone from that sort of completely disabled, basically, to suddenly having my HRT right, and I just felt like I had 10 extra hours every single day, along with this boost of creativity, which I had to let out somehow.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I love how you've drawn your inspiration from so many different areas of your life, haven't you?
Yeah, so some of it is influenced by the menopause. Some of it is influenced by feeling really miserable when it's dark and cold. And some of it's influenced by my childhood growing up by the sea. So this one, for example, was inspired by going my dad's windsurfer when I was about 7 or 8. and there was a whole load of jellyfish that came across the windsurfer as I was sitting on the board.
Ooh.
And I was so scared. I still remember it. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get across with this one. The original actually sold. It's huge, the original. It's like nearly a metre tall.
Wow.
The original, this one. Yeah, and I sold that one through a gallery in London. So that was the first big one I sold in the end of last year.
How did that feel? Remind me how it felt selling that first piece.
Well, it wasn't the first one I sold. The first one I sold was last September. So I'd already sold about 4 or 5. There was another smaller one that I sold through that gallery as well. But selling my first big one, that was a great feeling. It made me feel like I'm on the right track. People like my work. People want to see it on their walls. So it was just confirmation for me that I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely. We talk so much about your journey, but I will say one thing, and it's quite timely because obviously the summer always makes me think of the RA and their summer exhibition, which is something I love to go and see. But Wendy has her very own version of the RA. So before we go into your full contact details, how can anyone watching come and see your gorgeous, and it's acrylic, it's the colours are absolutely amazing. How can they come and see your work in the flesh, so to speak?
So yeah, there's a cafe which is near Liverpool Street and Aldgate Station in London, and it's a solo exhibition. It's just my work in this cafe. They're open from like 7 a.m. till 4 p.m. every day, and it's called Chaos Cafe. So you can drop in anytime, and the coffee is really good and the food is amazing. And then on Thursday night, there's going to be the private view. So that's from like 6 until 9 roughly. So if you're free Thursday evening, come along, come and see my work.
Thursday this week?
Yes, that's Thursday, the 7th of August. Yeah. And so, yeah, you get to see my work in the flesh and, actually get up close because it's really textured. You can't tell here how textured that is. But when you get up close, you can see that there's just, a centimetre sticking out in some places, and it's all paint. I don't use any sort of other materials to mix it in. It's just layer upon layer upon layer of paint.
No, I love that. I love that. So tactile, so tactile. So anyone that fancies going along to see Wendy's work in the flesh, in reality, head there on, well, this week and Thursday night particularly. And remind me, obviously, all your details are in the show notes for our episode, available wherever you listen to your podcast, and on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website where you've got your guest profile. But can you just remind viewers how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my website is wendycrizevans.com. So you can find me there, or you can email me at wendycrizevans@gmail.com. Kriz is quite an unusual name, so I'll spell it for you as Kriz. It's been spelled so many different ways over the years. But yes, Kriz is not the correct pronunciation, but it's how I pronounce it. So
keep it simple. Keep it simple. Oh, that's brilliant. And I look forward to continue to following your journey because it's absolutely wonderful. What big projects are you working on at the moment, or can you not say? Do we have to wait and see?
So the Lloyd's art exhibition is coming up at the end of November. So that's in the Lloyd's building. If you want to come to that, you'll need to email me to get a ticket. But it's an amazing exhibition in the Lloyd's building. So you get to see the Lloyd's building at the same time, right in the centre of London. So yeah, I'm creating some pieces for that at the moment. I've got a very blue theme. So there's a lot of blue. With a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, you know me. I've got to have every colour's got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, remind me, put me on the list for tickets, please, for that. I would love to come along.
Yeah, I'll let you know when they release them.
Excellent. And come on, viewers, come along as well. We'll all meet up there. That'd be rather fabulous. So I say our full-length episode is available wherever you listen to your podcasts. And also you can connect with me through the show notes where all my details are, and on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website. So thank you so much for joining me. Give a little taste of our episode. Good luck this week. I don't know, do you say good luck with art? Is it like you don't break an easel? No.
Thanks for having me.
Take care. And here's to living midlife unlimited. Thanks a lot. Bye.